Once upon a time, in a creaky old castle with towers that poked the clouds, lived a little ghost named Casper. Now, you might think being a ghost is all fun and games, floating through walls and saying boo to unsuspecting knights. But Casper had a secret, a very unusual secret for a ghost. He was afraid of the dark. Yes, you heard that right. A ghost, afraid of the dark. It was like a fish being afraid of water, or a bird being afraid of the sky. Every evening, as the sun would dip below the horizon and paint the sky in shades of orange and purple, a little shiver would run down Casper's see-through spine. The other ghosts would get all excited. They'd start practicing their scariest faces in the dusty mirrors and getting their chains ready for a night of happy haunting. "Come on, Casper." They'd whoosh. "The moon is out. It's prime spooking time." But Casper would just find the brightest room in the castle, usually the grand library where a single candle was always left burning, and he'd huddle close to its flickering flame. He'd read old storybooks over the shoulder of the librarian's ghost, his little ghostly heart thumping like a drum whenever a shadow danced on the wall. He felt so silly. He was supposed to be a creature of the night, a master of the shadows, but instead, the shadows made him want to hide under a non-existent blanket. One night, sitting by his trusty candle, Casper felt a deep pang of loneliness. He could hear the faint, happy shrieks and clanking chains of his friends echoing from the dark, winding corridors of the castle. What were they doing? What adventures were they having in the very darkness he feared so much? His curiosity for the first time felt a tiny bit stronger than his fear. He wondered what the world looked like under the silvery glow of the moon, not just through a dusty window pane. Was the garden really as spooky as it seemed? Or was there something beautiful out there he was missing? He took a deep, wobbly breath. "Okay, Casper," he whispered to himself. "Just one little step. You can do this." His plan was simple. He would float just to the edge of the library's doorway, where the candlelight ended and the deep, dark hallway began. He slowly drifted over, his transparent hands clasped together. He peeked his head out. The hallway was long and full of shadows that looked like long, grabby fingers. He quickly zipped back to the safety of the candle. Nope, too scary. But the sounds of laughter from the castle grounds called to him again. He decided to try a new strategy. He wouldn't look at the whole hallway at once. He'd just focus on one thing. His eyes landed on a suit of armor standing just a few feet into the darkness. "Okay, just to the shiny knight," he murmured. He closed his eyes, floated a few feet, and then opened them. He was right next to the armor. He looked back. The candlelight was still close. He felt a tiny surge of pride. He did it. He continued this way, bit by bit. From the suit of armor to a large, gloomy-looking tapestry. From the tapestry to the grand staircase. Each small journey was a huge victory. He discovered that the grabby fingers were just shadows from the suits of armor, and the creepy monster in the corner was just a pile of old curtains. The dark wasn't empty and terrifying. It was just quiet. As he got braver, he floated all the way to a tall, arched window at the end of the hall. He pushed it open with a gentle whoosh and peered outside, and what he saw took his breath away. The castle garden, which had always seemed like a tangle of menacing shapes from his library window, was magical. The moonlight made the dew on the spiderwebs sparkle like diamond necklaces. The flowers, closed up for the night, looked like sleeping jewels. A family of fireflies was putting on a dazzling light show, blinking on and off like tiny flying stars. It was the most beautiful thing Casper had ever seen. The dark wasn't hiding monsters. It was hiding wonders. Suddenly, he heard a tiny squeak from below. He looked down and saw a little field mouse, trembling at the base of the window. The mouse looked up at him with wide, frightened eyes. "Oh, a ghost!" it squeaked. Casper, forgetting his own fear for a moment, floated down. "Don't be scared," he said softly. "I'm Casper, what's wrong?" The mouse, whose name was Squeaky, pointed a shaky paw towards a large, dark bush. "There's a big, growling monster in there. I heard it." Casper gulped. A real monster? His old fear came rushing back. He wanted to fly back to his candle in the library, but then he looked at the terrified little mouse, and he remembered his own journey. He remembered how the shadows had tricked him. Maybe it's not a monster," Casper said, trying to sound braver than he felt. "Let's go look together." Squeaky hid behind Casper as the little ghost bravely floated towards the bush. The rustling and growling got louder. Casper took a deep breath, just like he had in the hallway, and gently pushed aside a branch. And there, tangled in the bush, was not a monster, but a grumpy badger trying to get a berry that was stuck on his nose. He was grumbling and growling in frustration. Casper and Squeaky looked at each other and burst into giggles. The sound of their laughter made the badger stop grumbling. Casper helped the badger get the berry off his nose. The badger, whose name was Barnaby, was very grateful. "Thanks, little ghost," he grumped, though he didn't sound very grumpy anymore. "I thought I was going to have a berry on my nose forever." From that night on, the three of them became the best of friends. Casper, Squeaky, and Barnaby explored the castle grounds every night. Casper learned that the hooting sound he'd always found so scary was just an old owl named Professor Hoot, who told the most interesting stories. He discovered that the night was full of amazing creatures and beautiful sights. His ghost friends were amazed by his transformation. "Casper, you're so brave," they'd whoosh as he led them on tours of the firefly fields. Casper would just smile. He realized that being brave didn't mean you were never afraid. It meant you were afraid, but you did the scary thing anyway. Facing his fear hadn't just made the darkness less scary. It had filled his life, or afterlife, with friendship, beauty, and adventure. And so, the little ghost who was once afraid of the dark became the bravest explorer of the night. He learned that sometimes the things we fear the most are just hiding something wonderful, and that a little bit of curiosity and a good friend or two can help you find the light even in the darkest of places. So if you're ever a little scared of the dark, just remember, Casper. Maybe there's a whole world of sparkling spiderwebs and friendly badgers waiting for you. Thanks for watching our story today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.